Hey gang, Retroman Dan here, coming at you with issue 4 of Sega Visions magazine. And as you can see, it's around the time that the Sega Game Gear was released. To me, one of the better peripherals you could have gotten for it at the time was the Master Gear Converter, which was an unlicensed product, but it was totally worth it because it allowed you to play Master System games on your Game Gear, which to me was worth it alone just to play Phantasy Star on the go. So without further ado, let's jump right in. Here we are with a nice layout for the Batman movie game, which for a movie video game at the time, this was actually a really good title. Solid graphics, solid gameplay, sound. I mean, it was good. I don't think I even got that far into it, honestly, but it was definitely a good game. Something I should probably get back into and try to actually finish. I think maybe the farthest I got at the time was maybe like museum levels. I don't even, that's probably like, what, stage 2? I don't know. Let's continue on here. Here we are with table of contents and Powerball. Again, another sports type game. Not really my thing, so I never played it or even rented it for that matter. Here we are, letter from the publisher. Well, mini-bit, should we go through this one? Alright, I guess not, but I'll zoom in so you guys can kind of read it if you'd like. Go. On the other page here, we got a layout for Crackdown. That was a fun game. I wasn't too heavily into it. It was definitely a different type of game. It was more, I don't know how to describe it, kind of a sabotage type game, I guess. But I remember renting it. I don't think I ever owned it until, recently, and all the different Sega Genesis collections on Xbox. But playing it nowadays, I mean, that's a pretty fun game. Something I definitely would want to try and get back into and actually complete. But let's jump to the next one. Yep, and the same layout for Stormlord. So yeah, I've kind of already gone over this in a previous episode. So that's kind of the problem with going through the whole series of magazine. I'm going to have a lot of overlaps, so I will just kind of breeze through these ones that I've already covered. Okay, same story. You guys gonna know my thoughts on this already. Here we go. Airbuster. That's definitely a solid shooter game. Good graphics. Never bought it to get this glove, but I did remember renting it a few times. It's got some good graphics on it. Zoom in here. Little turret type ships. We got the mailbox. What do you say, Mini-Bit? Should we read something from the mailbox?
Yes!
Alright, let's do it. But, you know what? It says continued on page 12. Let's try one of those ones. But here, let me kind of zoom in real quick. Unless I read these. Page. I'll get to that in a minute. Alright, let's see. I'll zoom in and read this one here. Dear Sega, you really need a rating system. You should rate games based on their sound, graphics, challenge, play control, and fun factor. Also, let's get some stats on these hot new games. Release date, company, price range, cartridge size, and number of levels. I'm sure many of your other readers will agree. We agree. Look for your suggestions to be implemented in future issues of Sega Visions. We'll be starting a game rating system in the very near future. Alright. A little cheesy, but yeah, it is what it is. And then we got Midnight Resistance over here. I love this game. This game was fun. It was difficult, but it was definitely fun. It was kind of a Contra type game. It was like, I even remember drawing this picture like I did with my the other one. But it was definitely a cool game. Too bad it didn't have the 2-player support like the arcade. But it was really, really cool. You can see the graphics here. This one I ended up purchasing after the fact, after we rented it like half a dozen times. So, alright, here we go. Sonic, this is the beast right here. This was a fantastic game. I mean, everybody knows about Sonic the Hedgehog. This game was awesome. I remember actually we took a trip to Florida to visit my aunt, and I brought my Genesis, and this was one of the games, and I played it a lot down there. Didn't really care to go out in the pool or anything. I wanted to play this game a lot. I mean, what sold me on it was this cover art. I mean, that cover art is like, to me, is perfection. It really sold the game. I mean, the graphics themselves are fantastic. The gameplay was awesome. It was such a fun game. So many little hidden nooks and crannies if you actually took the time out to go through the whole game. Spent way too many hours on this game trying to find all the hidden stuff. Definitely awesome. And part 2 was even probably equal to, maybe even a little worse for me, trying to go through with that. There we go, next page. Again, said before, text battle tank here, kind of that simulation type game. It really wasn't my style at the time, so I never played these or anything. I don't even know if they've been good or not. And then we got Joe Montana Football. You already know my thoughts on that. Rostein Saga 2. I loved the Sega Master System version of Rostein. I think I got to the very end of that game. I don't think I ever beat it because that last boss just really kicked my butt. I think I did rent this one time, and it was definitely not as great. It was fun, but it looks cooler, but I don't know, it just had wonky controls. I thought it was kind of like a delay or something. Beta Labyrinth, another game that I don't know, maybe was well received, but to me it didn't capture my attention because it just looked like Gauntlet. Now don't get me wrong, I love Gauntlet Arcade and Gauntlet 2, but this one just kind of looked like a knockoff of that to me, so I never played it, but I know it was kind of more RPG-ish. I mean, maybe it's something I should try to, get back into. I mean, I know I have it on a few of my Genesis collections, but I've never even attempted to try it. So, put it on the list. The high point. Let's see what we got for scores here. Wow. Dang. Some of these scores you gotta wonder. I mean, are they using Game Genie? So we got Game Gear over here. And it was really cool. Never got the TV tuner for it. It would have been awesome to have that back in the day, having that in my bedroom when I was supposed to be going to bed and I could still watch TV, but never had it. But I still would play it though. A lot of these games though, like the initial games that came out, I never played, like any of these ones. Mickey Mouse, I actually played the Master System version on my Game Gear and it looked exactly like that. Again, I never played Psychic World or it looks like Wonder Boy almost, but Monaco, Dragon Crystal, never played those. Columns, of course, because it came with it. But Psychic World, it's probably a good game, but I never played it. And I don't even think back then you could rent Game Gear games either, so it was either all or nothing kind of thing. I mean, it looks cool, a nice little cutscene there looks nice, but the actual game itself, I don't know. Didn't really capture my interest. Again, JLock, another Game Gear game, never played it. Didn't really have much of interest in that one. Street Smarts. This one was kind of trying to cash in on that Street Fighter 2 hype. Which at the time we didn't have Street Fighter 2 on the Genesis yet, so this was actually pretty fun. I remember renting it with my buddies and beating the crap out of each other a couple weekends. Yeah, it definitely was no Street Fighter 2. Controls were a little slippery, I guess you could say. It was fun. Here we go, Wario Room. Game that's kind of a real-time strategy type game. Didn't really interest me back then. And then we got m.a.m.e Run. I talked about a little bit about that before. It's a great co-op game. Nice weekend rental. Powerball again, Airbuster. Here we are with a nice layout for renovation. You got Kairos. Is that how you say it again? I don't know. Again, great. Played a little bit, still good. Haven't touched that one yet. But again, it's renovation and their games are always great. Ghouls and Ghosts for the Master System. Again, I had the Genesis version, so I never picked this up. But if this would have came out before the Genesis released, I would have picked this up because this looks fantastic. Way better than the Nintendo version. Now, granted, I've never played this, so I don't know how well it actually, gameplay-wise, it plays. But it does look really phenomenal. I'm going to zoom in here so you can have a look-see at this. For a Master System game, that looks really great. The detail and the sprites, the big boss characters, I mean, that would have just blew my mind if that would have been on the Master System first. And then here we are, Game Wizards again, crossword puzzle. I actually tried to do this a little bit. Some of my letters got faded, or else I look like I erased a little bit too. Wrong answers. Alright. Oh, here we are with Game Doctor. What do you say, Mini-Bit? Should we read something from here? Oh, alright then. I guess we'll just kind of zoom in and you guys can read through this if you want. Go. Niles Nemo. And you know my thoughts on this. This one's kind of neat. It takes place in the Castle of Illusion. I'll just zoom in real quick if anybody wants to kind of read through it. Fun and games with the stars. Yeah, okay. Don't know who any of these people are. Oh, here goes the solution to the crossword puzzle. Yeah, and I always would just breeze through all this text-heavy stuff, so I will follow suit. Coming attractions, Spider-Man. Fantastic game. It was definitely difficult. I hated the time limit on it. That's the only reason I never finished it. Got really far into it, but again, stupid time limit would always get me. There it is, Shinobi Game Gear. That was one of my first games I got from a Game Gear. Totally fun. Definitely worth it. Wish I would have picked up part 2 for it as well, but I never did. Fantasy Star 3. I did end up getting it, but I don't think I played it as much as part 2. I'm currently playing it now. I'm trying to get through. I'm not that far into it yet. But back then when I played it, I remember getting the second generation of characters you come across, but that was probably it. So currently now playing it, I'm trying to actually finish it finally. And then here goes a layout for Warrior of Rome, and real-time strategy really wasn't my thing. So, and I think that's gonna be about it. So yeah, there you go. And this is when they were keeping it free for everybody. For a while, I believe. I don't remember if they ever stopped doing that or not. But yeah, that's that. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I will talk to you guys next time. Later.